At my sister's wedding entrance, she displayed a massive banner featuring my face with no entry in bold. I called Mom. She let out a weary sigh. We need to appear as a flawless family. That means excluding you. I had contributed $14,200 toward the venue, catering, and music. I murmured, gifts at the gate. 20 minutes later, she dashed out in heels, tore open the package, and paused. She anticipated keys to the apartment, but instead found a note reading, "My name is Alex. I'm 31. The eldest, the designated driver. The one with a toolbox in the trunk because something always needs fixing. I manage facilities for an office complex, schedules, contractors, invoices, ensuring other people's events run smoothly. I live above a laundromat. I like it. The hum is constant, reliable. In my family, I'm the dependable one, which over time turned into the bank, and later, the issue when I refuse. My sister, June, is 28 and commands every spotlight. She's quick with a speech, grand with gestures, and always in the photo where the light falls perfectly. Mom calls her our blessing. If I ask, "What's the plan?" Mom says I'm being pessimistic. If June says, "I have an idea," Mom calls her brilliant. On June's wedding day, I parked in a gravel lot, wearing a navy suit that fit and a tie that worked. The venue was a barn, once for hay, now for $120 a plate chicken. I walked a path lined with glass jars, holding a box wrapped in plain white paper with a card reading, "For you both," simple and understated. I'd practiced blending into the background. The welcome arch was adorned with sheer fabric and greenery. Beneath it, a sign in elegant script read, "Pick a seat, not a side." Above, spanning post to post, was a vinyl banner as big as a garage door. It showed my face. Not a flattering one, a candid from Thanksgiving where I'm mid-expression. Across my eyes in stark black text, "No entry." In the corner, smaller, "He knows why." It took a moment for my brain to process if this was a jest. A bridesmaid stifled a giggle. An uncle snapped a selfie. The coordinator, headset on, froze, then acted oblivious. A young boy asked his mom, "Is that the villain?" She hushed him. I stood under the bright sun, my face a caricature, feeling my ears burn. I called Mom. She answered instantly, sighing like I'd already caused trouble. "Alex, not today, please." "What's this?" I asked. "We need to seem like a perfect family," she said, voice flat, almost tired. "That means without you. You put up a banner with my face barring me. Don't be theatrical, your sister needs calm. You stir things up." "I stir things up," I echoed. "The photographer's here," she said. "We'll talk next week." She hung up, my phone buzzed again. "June, don't make this awkward, this is my boundary." "Dad." "Son, just give today to your sister." A groomsman with a walkie approached, looking reluctant. "Hey man, I'm supposed to," he trailed off. "Escort me out," he grimaced. "Can you wait by the lot?" "We'll sort it." I set the box on a bench, my hands feeling heavy. My mouth tasted metallic like coins. I thought about the payments I'd made over months because it's easier if you handle it. Venue deposit, catering retainer. Band's first half. I had receipts in my bag because I'm that guy. I told myself not to dwell on it yet. A stranger whispered, "Wow, she actually did it," to her friend. The friend replied, "Legendary." I picked up the box again. My hands were steady now. I called Mom again. "Alex," she said, irritated. "Okay," I said. "Okay." "Okay." I hung up. The security guy watched, unsure whether to be kind or stern. I gave him a faint smile. "Gifts at the gate," I said, placing the box on the welcome table next to the programs. He nodded, avoiding the drama. I walked back to my car, sat behind the wheel, window cracked, the scent of fresh-cut grass drifting in. I didn't leave, I didn't make a scene. I breathed deeply until my chest ached, exhaling until the metallic taste faded. My phone buzzed with texts piling up. I set it face down on the passenger seat and watched a bee wrestle a flower in the garden. The first domino had fallen. I didn't rush to money yet. I sat still, realizing I'd finally grasped the difference between being a problem and setting a limit. The banner wasn't random. It grew slowly like mildew in quiet corners no one checked. Rewind our family and the pattern emerges. As kids, June broke a window with a ball. Mom snapped photos of our star, passing out cookies. When I scratched the van at 16, Dad made me call insurance and pay from my summer earnings. "Builds character," he said. Mom added, "Your sister's sensitive, don't lecture her." June was 13. By high school, I juggled 2 jobs and checked my bank app like it was the forecast. June had a dream board and posted big plans ahead. When I needed a calculator, Mom said, "Use your head." When June wanted a light ring, Mom said, "Invest in your future." I learned to be practical. Being practical meant staying quiet. At 22, I had savings labeled house, and honestly, another called family. Mom called it team funds because we're all in it together. June called it, can you cover this? I kept a ledger. It felt like control, not a trap. June fell for Ryan, who calls her queen without a smirk. He's not the bad guy here. He's just the type who pays when eyes are on him but forgets his wallet otherwise. They got engaged under fairy lights. Mom wept like it was scripted. Dad stood, hands in pockets, like he was cast as supportive dad. A week later, Mom sent a calendar invite. Venue tour. I asked about the budget. She said, don't be petty. At the barn, the manager tossed around terms like rustic, elegance, and custom drinks. June twirled in the aisle like she owned it. The quote made my stomach knot. Mom said, it's a once-in-a-lifetime moment. June sent a spreadsheet titled Our Dream Day with tabs, venue, food, music, flowers, photo booth, extras. One tab was funders. At the top, primary. Alex, big bro, I called her. Remove that. You're good with cash, she said. It's just logistics. You cover deposits. We'll pay you back. Promise. No, I laughed. Don't be cheap. You earn more than me. That's the unspoken rule, always there. You earn more, so your money is ours. It creeps in like a chill. I said no again. Mom called. Dear, it's simpler if you handle some of it. We'll all chip in. We won't, I said. We never do. Don't be harsh, she said softly. Mom's weapon is the word harsh. She drapes it over you and waits for you to shake it off. I paid the venue deposit. I told myself it wasn't giving in. It was a gift. I paid the catering retainer because the manager said the date would be lost otherwise. Mom said, you're our savior. June posted a story of a cheese board, tagged me, then deleted it fast. Saviors don't fit the vibe. Then came the extras, a midnight snack bar. No one forgets snacks. A glowing sign. It's my signature, a live artist. It's an asset. Each came with a screenshot and a deadline. They'll hold it if we pay today. I started saying no. Mom texted, you've always been stubborn. Dad sent thumbs up emojis like that mattered. Ryan said, we'll square up after my bonus. June said, just the band's first half. Please, they'll book out. I checked my family ledger, sighed, and sent the payment. By 3 weeks out, I'd put $14,200 into the day. I kept a folder in my email with subjects like contract, barn 1475, catering retainer, band deposit, Jeremy's crew. My name was on every contract because it's easier. Easier means using my credit score instead of theirs. The first hint I shouldn't attend was a quip. At June's place for a planning night, she had a board labeled mood at the top. Under it, no chaos, no gloom, no Alex scowl. Laughter. I grinned because the alternative was flipping the board. Midway, June said too lightly, the planner thinks you might sit this out. Sit what out? I asked. The wedding, she said, eyes on her notes. You and Ryan don't click, you're intense. It kills the mood. Mom didn't look up. It's about appearances, dear, we need to seem perfect. Without me, I said. Don't play victim, she said. You can do the rehearsal or brunch. I stared at the board. In the corner, under payments, my name was next to 3 lines. Mom covered it with her hand, like exposure was the issue. I drove home and sat in the lot until the radio ad mentioned a mattress sale. The absurdity eased me. I made 2 lists on my phone. Still fund, what I'd already paid and could live with. Pull back, everything else. At the bottom I wrote, no entry, no access. I called the venue manager the next day, asking dull questions about contract rights and what happens if the funder steps back. He said terms like transfer of liability, service cuts, cash on delivery. I called the caterer, asking what was paid and what could be dropped. I called the band, learning the second set wasn't locked until final payment. My friend Tessa, a lawyer, texted, you're the contract holder. If they block you, you can pull out. Do it cleanly, for you, not them. I replied, got it. I didn't yet. A week out, the venue emailed. Per bride's request, we'll add a sign. Sponsored by Big Bro. Okay. It was like they were testing if I saw the full picture. I replied, no, remove my name from all signs. Always, June sent a selfie 2 nights before in a robe radiant. Big day soon, she wrote. Let's not argue, stay in your place and it'll be perfect. My place always had a price tag. Wedding morning, I tied my tie twice. I packed the receipts not for a fight, but because I knew my family. I taped a note inside my wallet. This isn't vengeance, it's resolution. It looked silly next to my ID. It felt like a backbone. I didn't plan the banner. I planned what to do when someone makes your face a punchline. I sat in my car, window cracked, box on the seat, grass scent wafting in. I opened my email, pulled a draft. Subject, sponsorship withdrawal contract 1475. To barn manager. Due to today's events, I'm halting all further payments as contract holder for venue, catering add-ons, and band second set. I've been barred from the event I'm funding. Transfer remaining balances to bride, groom, or reduce services. Any charges to my card will be disputed. Send. I called the manager. He answered, whispering, "Hi, Alex." I sent an email, I said. "Got it," he said. "We need another card by 3 p.m. "You do," I said, then the caterer. "Hey, Alex," she said like we were pals. "We're prepping appetizers." "I'm pulling out of add-ons and dessert," I said. "Serve what's paid. Rest is COD. "Got it," she said. "Caterers are unflappable. We'll get a card from the bride." Then the band. "Big guy," Jeremy said. "Ready to jam." "Cancel the second set unless the groom pays," I said. "Don't charge me again," he whistled. "Whoa, what happened?" "They put up a banner with my face saying no entry." He made a sound like he'd walked into glass. "Man." "Yeah," I said. "Man," I texted June. "Gifts at the gate." Petty yet civil. The box held a gift, a small ceramic piece she'd admired in a shop. Inside an envelope, a printed note echoed what I sent the vendors. "Final payments canceled, contract voided. Funding withdrawn." I placed the box on the welcome table. The security guy watched, underpaid for metaphors. "Just a gift," I said. 20 minutes later, June ran out, dress clutched, phone in hand, bridesmaids trailing. She ripped the ribbon, opened the box, saw the statue, tossed tissue aside, and read the note. Her face shifted from fury to confusion to a rare blank, like when Dad once said no and meant it. "What's this?" she said. "My line," I said. "You can't unpay," she said. "I can stop funding what's left," I said, and I did. "You're wrecking my day." "You banned me from it," I said. Mom appeared like a storm cloud. "Alex," she said, voice sharp, "fix this." "No," I said. Dad lingered behind, eyes on the gravel. "You always make it about you," June said, pointing at the banner like it wasn't my face. "You could have just left." "I did," I said. "The money left too." The venue manager approached with a clipboard. "We need a card for the balance," he said, gentle as a medic. June straightened. "Use mine." Her card failed. She tried again, failed. Ryan's worked for part. Mom handed hers over, avoiding my eyes. The manager nodded, tapping a tablet. "Photo booth closes after dinner," he said to no one. "No late-night snacks." The planner nodded, adjusting her schedule like a triage nurse. June glared like I'd canceled spring. "You're heartless," she said. "No," I said, calm. "I'm clear." Ryan finally spoke. "Dude, not cool." "I'm not your dude," I said, not anger, a fact. Mom's lips quivered like she wanted words to make me a kid again. She didn't find them. "Leave," she said. "You made a sign," I said softly. "I'm following it." I walked to my car. I didn't slam the door. I sat forehead on the steering wheel, then lifted it and drove off. The banner shrank in the mirror. The road curved and it vanished. My hands stayed steady. My chest felt empty, clean, like a room after moving out. I cooked pasta because pasta is predictable and ends in a meal. I ate standing. I waited for regret to hit like a delayed bus. It didn't. The silence felt like air. At 9:12 p.m., I turned my phone on. It vibrated wildly. 29 missed calls from Mom, 17 from June, 10 from Ryan, 8 from Dad, a stack from unknown numbers. "You're awful. You shamed your mother. We won't forgive this." "Wow," one from Aunt Leela. "Sometimes you stop being used by stopping being useful. Proud of you. Don't tell." June's text came like a flood. "It was a prank. Call it art. You could have stayed home. You owe me the snack bar. I hate you. I love you, but I hate you." Answer. I didn't. Dad called. I answered. He cleared his throat. Well, I said. "You did something," he said. "I did," I said. "Your mom's upset. Your sister's sobbing." "She hung a banner," I said. "I know," he said. "I told them not to. I'm not good at winning here." "Me either," I said. "Come over tomorrow," he said. "Not to say sorry for what? To sit in the garage and look at the lawnmower," he said. "We can suck at this together." "Okay," I said. Sunday morning, Mom's text shifted like a channel change. "We can talk. You made your point. You went too far. You're still my son. Family first." I replied, "No money talk by text. Email only." She wrote, "This isn't about money. It was always about money." Ryan posted a dim photo of rain on fairy lights, captioned, "Some people reveal themselves." Strangers commented, assuming simple truths. I didn't respond. I don't debate crowds. At noon, I walked Dad's garage like a gallery. He handed me a folding chair. We sat, said nothing, then too much, then nothing. He said, "At 10, you saved for a pocket knife. You counted coins aloud. I told you to hide them. You said you liked seeing progress." I should have heard the kid who loved progress. "I like it because it's real," I said. He nodded at the floor. "Your sister grew up in a tale someone else spun. You grew up in a ledger you had to write." We sat with that. Not forgiveness, a sentence that fit. Mom arrived with leftover cake in a container. "Are we done?" she asked, not saying hello. "With what?" I said. "All this," she said, gesturing at the air like it was misbehaving. "It's just money. It comes and goes. It comes from me and goes to you," I said. She blinked. "You're being unkind." "I'm being precise," I said. She set the container down, tugging her sleeve like she could fix the day. "We need to look perfect," she said, a reflex. "I'd take honest," I said. She stared at the rolled-up banner in the garage corner. Dad had taken it down, propped it like a flea market find. Mom looked at my printed face for a long time. "We shouldn't have done that," she said, so quiet I nearly missed it. "Yeah," I said. June texted Sunday night. "I shouldn't have made the sign." Then, "But you ruined my wedding." Then, "We're done." Then, after midnight, "Do you still have the gift?" I looked at the ceramic piece on my counter. It was tacky in a way she'd call quirky. I typed. "I'll leave it at Dad's," she replied. Work was painfully ordinary Monday. A tenant griped about a buzzing light. A contractor tried to sneak in a rush fee. I said no. He said no client ever spoke to him like that. I said I'd never had a contractor bill me like that. We laughed, knowing it was a lie. I realized I protected my company better than I'd protected myself. That changed Saturday. I kept it changed. At lunch, I started a phone note. "Lines I hold. No funding events I can't attend. No, just put it on your card. No money talk by phone, email only. No apologizing for no. No new family fund." I printed it, taped it inside my cabinet by the spices. Every morning, grabbing salt, I read it aloud like learning a new tongue. By midweek, group texts quieted from shouts to murmurs. Cousins sent, I get it, with caveats. Aunt Leela sent a cat-in-a-box photo captioned, "Lines." I laughed, guilt-free for the first time in days. Saturday, I took the statue to Dad's. He opened the box, looked, and said, "It's ugly." We laughed. He set it on a shelf above the mower. "Let it guard our bad choices," he said. The joke landed softly. Mom entered the garage like stepping into a chapel she doubted but needed. "Dinner Thursday?" she asked. "Just dinner. No lectures." "No banner," I said. "No banner," she echoed, her smile more human than roll. Thursday dinner was stiff, good stiff. People tried new words and kept them quiet. Mom asked, "How's work?" I answered. She nodded, not pivoting to appearances or money. June didn't show. I didn't ask why. I ate chicken, said thanks, and left before anyone tried to haul the past to the table. A week later, June sent a photo of a wilting plant. "It's dying, help," I wrote. "Water it." She sent an eye roll and a heart, a truce small as a stamp. I kept it. I didn't become someone new after a banner and a box. I became someone who could say no without wincing. That seems small. It was everything. It's been a month. The official photos posted. No banner. The internet trimmed the story like the planner trimmed the schedule. People believe what lets them rest. I stopped arguing with dreams. I kept the list in my cabinet, adding, "I don't explain numbers to people who love illusions." I read it as the kettle hums. I say it softly like a vow the coffee hears. Mom sends sunset photos now. I go to dinner sometimes. Sometimes I don't. When she hints at perfect, I switch topics or grab my coat. "Where are you going?" she asks. "Home," I say. She dislikes it. She allows it. Dad keeps a chair for me in the garage. We sit, saying little. It's our dialect, it works. June and I aren't healed. We send silly photos, a dog in a tiny hat, a crooked cake. Sometimes she writes, "I shouldn't have made the sign." I reply, "I shouldn't have paid so much." We don't add or rewrite history. We just stop pulling it into the room. My takeaway, if someone puts your face on a gate, don't pay for the gate. If they call your limit cruelty, it's just the sound of your absence hurting their convenience. Say no anyway. This isn't vengeance. It's resolution. Resolution was emails sent from a gravel lot and a sentence taped in my wallet. It's cooking pasta without tallying someone else's bill. It's buying 2 pastries and eating both, not proving I'm kind. I'm not the funder anymore. I'm the guy who pays his rent, shows up when welcome, and leaves when not. I'm the guy who doesn't beg to pass under his own face, and I'm fine.